Tomorrow is the Veterans Day Parade, and there's going to be military vehicles and there's military groups and lots of veterans and lots of people. Going to be fire engines with their sirens going and police cars with their lights flashing and so on. It's kind of fun. It's one of the biggest parades for Veterans Day in all of Florida.
Like, do you, how long is it?
It's going to last about an hour.
How long?
You know why? You know why? It's going to start about 10 o'clock, but it's going to end, what time do you suppose? On the 11th day of the 11th month. You know?
At 11.
At 11 o'clock. It's going to end. That's the plan. The plan is it's going to end with a ceremony on the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. Do you have a question?
That will be past my bedtime.
In the morning?
This is in the morning. 11 o'clock, it's past my bedtime too, but this one's in the morning, fortunately, so I don't have to worry about that. Do you have a question?
Were you in the Navy?
I was in the Navy for almost 30 years.
Because my papa was in the Navy.
Cool. It's fun being in the Navy. Yeah. So when I graduated from high school, I decided I wanted to go to college. And I hope all of you are planning on some kind of schooling when you get out of high school. Doesn't have to be college. It can be a technical school, or it can be going into the military where you go to school, or you can be going to college. I went to college and I studied, among other things, I studied how to be a Navy officer. So the day I graduated from Yale, I became an ensign in the Navy, and that was my job after I graduated from college. And and I stayed in the Navy for almost 30 years. A lot of fun. See this pin? I got the same thing on my belt buckle. Okay. That's the insignia of a submariner. When I went in the Navy, the first job I had in the Navy was on a submarine, okay, which was really a lot of fun. And if you're an officer and you're in submarines, you wear a pin like this that's gold colored. And if you're an enlisted person, a junior person, and you're in submarines, you wear one that's silver. Okay? And this pin means I was a commanding officer of a ship at sea. Okay? Captain, the captain of the ship.
How long was it from World War II to from now?
Well, World War II ended, let's see, 55 and 69 years ago. It ended 69 years ago. It started, for this country, it started when I was 3 months old.
Wow.
Yeah. On the 7th of December in 1941, we were attacked at Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, and that started us in World War II. Yes, you have a question?
What did Japan do to America to sink Pearl Harbor?
Well, what they did was we were at peace. We were not in the war, but Japan sent some planes to attack us without warning. It was a sneak attack on the ships we had in Pearl Harbor, and they sank some ships, and it was pretty terrible, and that got us into the war.
But why?
Why did they do it? Well, because they were friends of the people who were fighting in Europe. They were friends of the Germans, and they were friends of the Italians.
Okay.
And they were already fighting in Asia, and they just decided, I guess we're going to go fight the Americans too.
Okay.
Okay, great. You have a question?
My dad was in the Army, my uncle was in the Marine, and my grandpa was in the Navy.
Wow. Got just about all of them covered, huh? Do you have a question?
Why did they stop the fight?
Why did they stop it? Start. Why did they start it? Hard to explain. I'd say the Germans started it because they thought at the end of World War I, remember the war that is the one that we kind of remember tomorrow. The Germans thought that they were very, very, very badly treated with the penalties that they got for starting World War I. They thought it was unfair, and so they started World War II to try to get even. Okay, that's the easiest way for me to explain it. Okay, you have a question?
Why are they celebrating World War II instead of World War I?
We remember all the wars, not just World War II, but every year for the parade, somebody is thought of special. And this year it's World War II veterans. One year it was submariners. Another year it was military nurses in the Army and the Navy and the Air Force. And so they always, somebody is thought of special, and they become what they call the Grand Marshal of the parade. They get to ride in the car that's first in the parade. And this year it's World War II veterans, and Mr. Household is going to be the Grand Marshal. Okay? You have a question down here?
Yes, but why didn't you send the fighter jets to
Pearl Harbor.
the other place to
Attack the Japanese, who we did eventually, and we won, but it took a while. They attacked us first. It was a sneak attack, but then we had to come back and fight them and make sure that we won, and we did. It took a while, but we did win. Yes.
What is that big square on top of the little metal star?
What's this? Each of these is a ribbon. It's a very good question. Each of these is a ribbon that represents either an award like a prize, or an activity in which I participated. Okay? So across the top, on the top, each of those is an award, a medal that I received. And if there's a gold star on it, like that one has 1 gold star, and this one has 2 gold stars, that means I got the award more than once. When you get it the second time, you don't just get another ribbon that looks like the one that's already there. You get to put a gold star on it. So these are personal decorations, okay? And across the top, this last one down here is a personal decoration that came from the head of the CIA. You know what the CIA is? Yes. Yeah. But all the others are military decorations. And then the ones at the bottom just means that, like this one means I was in. Kind of hard for me to look down like that. This one, a lot of you have seen this one on the back on a car bumper. The yellow one with 3 red stripes and the silver on the green on each side. That means I was in Vietnam. Okay, and so lots of people in Citrus County been in Vietnam. A lot of times they have a bumper sticker on the back of their car that says I was in Vietnam. Huh?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
I've
what
seen
that
it,
is.
yeah.
I saw
Didn't
a
know
car
that,
with one of those bumper stickers.
I bet you did, because there's a lot of them.
No,
A
you know
lot
what
of
it stands
people.
for.
A lot of people have been in Vietnam, the ones who are still alive, and so they put a bumper sticker on their car that has that yellow with the red stripes and green. Okay. Question?
When you said about the president that got trapped until the war was done, was that
Prince
George Washington?
No, this was Prince Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary. He was a European prince who was going to be king of his country. He was like going to be the next king, but they shot him and they shot his wife Sophia, and then they caught all the bad guys that were involved in the plot to shoot him. They caught them all and they punished them, most of them severely. You have a question in the back? No, you just stretch it. That's allowed. That's good. Yes.
Have you ever attacked another country?
Have I ever attacked another country? Well, no.
No, Florida.
Huh?
Our country.
Have I ever attacked our country?
Another state, I think.
No, 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 not ever, never, not ever, ever. I've had relatives that attacked other countries, but nobody attacked this country. Yes.
How many wars have there been total?
Too many. Too many. Too many. Huh?
4. All I know is the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, World War I, and the Second.
Well, that's the big number. Then we have the War of 1812, the Revolutionary War. We got our independence, right? We won our independence from England. But then in the War of 1812, England decided they were going to come back and cancel what we had won in the American Revolution, and so we fought the British again for a while, and we won. And you know the Star Spangled Banner?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know it by heart.
You don't know it by heart.
I do. I do.
Well, if you listen carefully to the words, you'll see that the person who wrote the words was watching a battle. Was watching a battle in Baltimore, in the area near Baltimore, and was watching the bombs bursting in the sky, and the rockets' red glare, and so you hear all those words. Well, that was the War of 1812. He was talking about. He was a prisoner on a ship, and he was watching the British.
Redcoats and the other people were patriots.
Well, the redcoats usually refers to the British in the American Revolution, usually. Okay. But the Star Spangled Banner is about the War of 1812. Okay, and then we had the Spanish-American War, and that war, the thing that people remember most is Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders and the riding up San Juan Hill in Cuba. That was the Spanish-American War. What else have we got? We got World War I. And we got World War II, two really big and bad ones. Then there's the Korean War, okay? And then we've had Vietnam after the Korean War. It's too many bad people in the world. Too many bad people, and that means that the good people have to go and stop them from doing bad things, and that usually means a war. And your fathers and your grandfathers and your great-grandfathers and mothers have often been involved in helping to fight and make sure the bad guys don't win. Yes?
Which country wanted to do the fight?
Which one? I don't think, well, some people argue with me, but from a practical standpoint, I don't think anybody in this country has ever wanted a war. Even in the American Revolution, they didn't want to fight. They wanted the King of England. They wanted King George to stop doing some of the things he was doing, and it eventually became a fight. Okay? I don't think if you read the words of the Declaration of Independence carefully, you'll see that it wasn't one of these things of do what we want or we're going to fight you. That was not the idea in the beginning. Okay. Fighting's not a good plan. It's not a good plan, and so it's important that everybody who makes decisions in this country realizes that fighting is not a good plan. It may be plan B. It may be what you have to do, maybe, but should not be plan A. Yes?
What did I say that board examination?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, that's just my name tag.
Oh.
That's my name.
When was the closest war to Maui?
We have people fighting now. We have people fighting in Afghanistan. We have people fighting still in Iraq. Okay, and it's not thousands like we did, but still some people in harm's way, trying to bring those wars to an end. Yes. Question or just stretching? Stretching.
Is D-Day the most, was that a war?
D-Day was an event in World War II that occurred in June of 1944. Okay,
So is that like the most important
That was-
war?
that was part of World War II.
Oh,
That was an invasion. Thousands of men from our side went into France to fight the Germans and to bring that war to an end. It was a very successful operation.
So does D-Day, like, does that stand for Destruction Day?